Plaintiff Juan Lopez says his ex-wife is now engaged to the defendant, and Juan insists she set him up to be brutally attacked by the defendant and his friend. Juan suing for the assault and lost wages. Defendant Joseph Romano and his fiancée Jessica say the reason Joseph attacked Juan is because he was an abusive husband who also abused his son and locked him in the basement for having bad grades.
Prove your case.
Your Honor, I am here today because that coward, Joe Romano, and his buddy brutally assaulted me.
Do you know him?
No, I really don't.
Really?
No.
Up until the assault, you had never seen him before?
I seen him one time at a cookout.
Did you
That's
meet
about
him?
it. No.
You never
I don't
met him
recall,
at that
no.
cookout? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know him?
Oh, yes. I knew Mr. Juan Lopez.
You give me some background then. Tell me about your association with him prior to this alleged assault.
I worked with Jessica Lopez, his ex-wife.
Gotcha.
And they did attend a cookout that I was at, and I did meet Juan
They
Lopez.
as in whom?
As a couple. Juan Lopez and Jessica Lopez. This is before they got divorced.
So you done took the man's wife and jumped on him.
Believe me, I treat her a heck of a lot better. So
Go ahead, sir.
Jessica had walked into the backyard where we were having a cookout. Juan was with her, and I gave Jessica a friendly hug just to say hello. I went sat back down next to where Juan had sat. He says, "You know that's my wife you just hugged." And I said, "It was just a friendly hug," and I left it at that.
And that was the only time you had met him?
Yes, sir.
All right. So he's pretty much saying the same thing. And you don't want to tell me anything else about what happened with your marriage, or you just want to leave that out altogether in terms of how she ended up over there?
No, Your Honor, I got assaulted and she pretty much set me up. My ex-wife did.
Why?
That's not true.
That's a lie.
She did.
Let him tell me. Why?
Well, because
how did she set you up?
Your Honor,
Why?
for one, on April 27th, 2009, I was at my dad's birthday. Well, later on that evening, I received a phone call. It was my ex-wife asking me about my whereabouts. And I found it awfully strange, her asking me that.
You all were still married at that time?
No.
Your kids
Already
wanted
divorced.
to know where you were at
Already divorced.
to talk to you.
Then
So
what?
her asking me about my whereabouts, I found it strange, considering we were together for 11 years. She knew it was my dad's birthday. So I hung up on her.
Remember?
And then after that, I went to the gas station. I left my dad's. I got some cigarettes. I walked out, and that coward right there came from behind the ice box and hit me from the blind side. Okay, so I fall down to the ground, and then he's literally, I was defenseless. He's literally kicking the crap out of me. I'm sorry, it's just hard for me to talk about this. He's literally kicking the crap out of me. I could not do anything, okay? I was defenseless.
Oh, he could have defended himself.
Okay, I couldn't defend myself, okay? And then his other buddy, the other coward, comes out, and he kicked me, and
That's
he's
a lie.
doing the same thing, literally beating me up.
Okay. Ma'am, did you want to first defend yourself against this allegation that you set him up for this assault?
Yes. Previous to the assault that happened between Joseph and Juan, my children really didn't see their father. He had visitation rights, but he was an absent parent, kind of like a quote-unquote deadbeat dad. He would pay his child support only because I intervened with the court to make him pay and take it out of his check. My kids didn't see their dad. I had to sit there and listen to my children cry for their dad every night.
You never interfered with them seeing him?
He doesn't have a license. I have to take them. I have to take them and pick them up every day.
You never interfered with him seeing them?
No, I do not.
Go ahead.
So prior to that, my children, every day when they come home from school, they always call their dad.
So what happened this particular day that you had to call him?
Javier wanted to speak to his father, and when I dialed the number and gave him the phone, he didn't answer the phone, so I turned around and called back.
Okay, why did you have to speak to him if you usually did not? What changed?
Because I was sick and tired of watching my kids day in and day out constantly try and call their dad.
They would talk to him every day, you said.
No, now they do. Before, no, he wouldn't answer the phone.
Okay, so in this case, you were calling to chastise him about not talking to his children.
Correct.
Well, yeah, to talk to Javier because Javier wanted to speak with him.
Okay, and you called and said what? Javier wants to speak to you.
I was like, where are you at?
Okay.
Why don't you answer your phone? And then he said, I cannot honestly remember what he told me.
Why did his location matter?
Because There was a previous incident between me and Juan where his phone didn't work, and it was inside of a bar when I needed to take my oldest son to the emergency room.
But you were able to reach him.
Well, yes, now we were.
Well, then why did you need to know his location then? You had him on the phone. Just now when I asked why did you need to know his location, you said because in the past his phone didn't work while he was in the bar. Fine. This time you had him on the phone. So why did you need to know where he was?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Right.
I can't answer that.
You don't know. He says he does know. His explanation sounds more reasonable, and that is that you set him up. Go ahead. You want to defend yourself, sir, about this assault?
The reason why I have assaulted him is because he was an abusive husband, abusive to my stepchild. He had whipped him with plastic blinds. He had locked him down into the basement for having bad grades.
That is not true.
Quiet,
You are
sir.
an alcoholic.
We have
Sir,
witness
talk to
statements
me.
to prove
I have
what he's saying.
witness statements from different people stating
Did
that.
you call Child Protective Services?
Child Protective Services were called on me because of what he did to my child.
Based on what we're talking about now.
Yes,
him
sir.
locking him in the basement. And his response was to jump on him.
Yes, sir.
Did you call Child Protective Services?
They were called on
No, you
me.
had him going whooping. That was your response.
Your Honor, if I may, my kids love me to death, and they rather would be with me.
And did you hit him from behind?
No, I did not.
How did you hit him?
I walked straight up to him and decked him.
Hit him in the face while
Yes,
he
sir.
saw you?
Yes.
And did you have a buddy?
I had a buddy.
Did your buddy join in?
No, he did not.
He never touched him?
He did not.
You have the police report?
Yes, I do.
Does the
I have the
police
witness
report
states- stated
indicate
it.
that the buddy jumped in?
Yes, he
And
did.
you have an eyewitness?
Well, she was a cashier attendant.
Uh-huh.
She saw everything. She witnessed everything.
Did she say he hit you from the blind side?
Exactly.
And had a buddy jump in?
He came out afterwards.
Like a coward?
Yep, that coward.
Let's see that. Let's see if he's a real coward or he's a real man.
Look at the pictures.
Let's see. Read the part where the witness makes that statement while I look at these pictures.
Okay, well.
Let me hear that say, let me hear them say according to a
According
witness.
to a store employee, the victim had exited his vehicle at pump 1 when a male Hispanic, suspect 1, exited a dark blue minivan and struck the victim in the face with a closed fist from behind. Then another subject, suspect number 2, exited the driver's side door of the minivan, and he too began hitting the victim multiple times with a closed fist until the victim fell to the ground. The two suspects then started kicking the victim in the head while he was lying on the pavement. When the victim struggled to his feet, he tried running inside, but the suspects, they grabbed me again and knocked me down to the ground. And they commenced to kicking and stopping the victim as he lay there again.
Okay. Well, sir, according to this witness, the things they describe someone who was a coward. Hit somebody from behind and got his boy with him to help. All right. So what happened as a result? Were they prosecuted? What happened?
Yeah, I pressed charges on them, and I have the docket conviction right here in front of me.
Okay, let's see it.
It's right here, as a matter of fact.
Were they
It's
sentenced?
highlighted.
What was the sentence?
It's criminal recklessness.
Pled guilty, obviously,
right,
because it's
he
more
pled
than
guilty.
that.
They didn't give
That
no
was a plea
jail
bargain.
time, but yeah,
2 years
plea agreement.
probation.
I also, I was out of work for 3 months due to this assault. I was on crutches, and I had a hard time seeing my kids.
That's a lie.
You know, they tried calling me. I had a hard time getting around. I live on the 3rd floor. I couldn't even get onto the 3rd floor because of my situation, because I was on crutches. So I had to stay from my mom. And then I was backed up on bills. You know, my parents helped me out, lucky for them, you know, until I got on my feet.
He drank every night.
So,
Sir, what do you say about the pain and suffering and the lost wages he's suing for?
Juan would keep on going into the gas station to where he was assaulted at and talk to the witness.
Sir, you want to tell me about your sentence?
Oh, my sentence?
Yes.
Because I was looking for 2 years to get in jail, to be in jail.
Right, you were scared of that because you know what the real man had done to you in jail.
But I have children of my own.
who's the coward now?
Boy wasn't gonna
Who's the coward now?
Later.
Okay, I'm coming out of my shout now.
Yeah, come on,
He was
let's go.
scared.
I'm
He
not a
was
coward.
scared.
Come to me like a man.
He was scared. Your boy
Come
ain't
to me
here
like a
today.
man,
You better
brother.
be quiet.
That's
Your
fine.
boy
Take it
like
not
a man.
here
If you
today.
a kid that ain't
I'm a
even
good
yours,
father and a good man.
abuse a
Okay?
child that's not yours.
Your boy not here
You're a good
today, and he's looking you in the face. You can't
yeah,
sneak
like a man.
behind him,
Like
and you
a
don't
true
have
man.
a boy to help you. Now, your claim is for $5,000 for pain and suffering. Why shouldn't you have to pay?
Well, I already had paid him some restitution of $1,392.15.
$1,392, and you want pain and suffering for what happened, right?
Right.
So I'll grant you $6,392 for your
Wow.
for your pain and suffering. $6,392.
Your Honor.
When we subtract the restitution that has already been paid, that equals $5,000, which is your
That's
judgment.
some child support too, right?
Thank you. Remember that coward. Remember that coward?
I'll be seeing you in court.
What comes around goes around.
Yeah, what goes around comes
goes around, buddy.
Yep.
Remember that.
And you beat on my son that you supposedly raised?
Show me the proof.
Right here.
me
Julian
the proof.
wrote a letter about you. He's 13 years old. He hates your guts.
No.
Wait till
I
his
raised him.
18th birthday,
him.
buddy,
I
because
took
I'm
him
under
under
my
my
wing.
wing.
Whoop
I
your
Him and
I
you
took
know
that
it.
kid under my wing.
You know it.
Okay?
You didn't do for him. Don't lie. Do not lie.
I don't have to
know what
lie.
you did to
I
my
don't have to
son.
lie. I don't have to
Stand
lie.
there and tell him that you weren't his
Negative.
father?
Negative.
You didn't
Negative.
stand there and say you didn't want to see him?
You turned the phone call
You're a
away.
liar.
And I tried to talk to
Right
him.
here, because you're a liar.
You are a coward.
You're a
I am a
liar.
coward, yeah.
You're a
You are a
coward.
coward. Right here in the
I'm a
temple.
coward, buddy.
Okay?
Come over here and
Right?
tell it to my
Remember
face.
that.
No,
Remember that.
wait,
You are the coward.
wait.
I'll knock you to
I ain't worried about
Hey,
you.
knock you
no,
out.
no, he ain't even worth it. Don't even.
I know he's not worth it.
Just like you ain't.